We're absolutely drowning in information, right? I mean, we have entire libraries sitting right in our pockets. But does having all that info actually make us any smarter? Today, we're going to dig into something called the digital library paradox. It's a really fascinating twist in the whole story of technology and learning, and it all comes down to this one question. Is having access to everything really enough if we don't actually know how to use it?
Just think about it for a second. A library that never, ever closes. No walls. A place where you can get your hands on pretty much all of human knowledge with just a click. I mean, that's the dream of the digital age, isn't it? It sounds like it could completely change how we learn. But, as we're about to find out, the reality is, well, it's a little more complicated than that.
So, let's talk about that promise. What's the big idea behind these digital libraries anyway? What are they supposed to do for us, and, what makes them such a potentially powerful tool in education?
Okay, before we go any further, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. When we talk about digital libraries, what we're really talking about are e-resources. It's kind of this catch-all term for everything from ebooks and online articles to those massive, searchable databases that are the engine behind so much modern research.
And here's what that dream looks like on paper. E-resources are meant to be a total game changer for students. They give them instant access to more knowledge than ever before, help them become independent learners, and basically tear down the old limits of a physical building with opening and closing hours. It's all about creating a much more dynamic and accessible way to learn.
But what happens when that incredible digital dream bumps up against the real world? Well, to find out, we're going to look at a really interesting study from some universities in Islamabad. Researchers there decided to take a hard look and see if the promise of the digital library was actually panning out for students.
And listen, we're not talking about a small, informal poll here. This was a pretty comprehensive study. They surveyed 400 university students to get a really clear picture of what their actual day-to-day experience with these digital tools was like.
And they didn't just talk to one kind of student either. They made sure to get a wide range of people, from undergrads in their bachelor's programs to grad students, and across all sorts of different fields like engineering and economics. That diversity is exactly what makes the study's findings so insightful and so relevant.
So, what do they find? Let's actually start with the good news, because it turns out these digital tools really are making a noticeable difference in students' academic lives. This chart pretty much says it all. Almost half, 45% of the students they talked to said that e-resources were directly improving their academic work. That's a pretty huge vote of confidence for the power of these digital tools.
And it's not just about getting better grades. Students are finding that these tools help them with their assignments, and just as importantly, they're helping them build the kind of research skills they're going to need for the rest of their careers. The message here is pretty clear. On a lot of levels, e-resources are definitely working.
Okay, but if these tools are so great, why aren't they having an even bigger impact? Why isn't every student a convert? And that's the question that really gets to the heart of our story. It's time to look at some of the hurdles.
This is the million-dollar question, right? We have these absolutely incredible resources. We know they can help. So what's holding them back? What's stopping them from being even more effective?
Well, the biggest obstacle is one I think we can all relate to, the dreaded buffering wheel. Yep, over 40% of students said that slow internet was a major problem. It's such a simple, frustrating thing, isn't it? You can have the best digital library in the world, but if you can't get a stable connection to it, it's basically useless.
But the problems actually go a bit deeper than just a bad connection. The study uncovered this really strange and kind of troubling paradox. Get this, a huge majority of students know these tools exist. They're aware of them. But they don't really feel like they know how to use them properly. It's like being handed the keys to a Ferrari, but nobody ever actually taught you how to drive it.
And this chart just lays it all out in black and white. On the one hand, you've got awareness. That's high. 2/3 of students know these things are there for them. But then you look at confidence, and it's way down here. The training they're getting just isn't translating into the skills they need to feel comfortable and competent. It's a classic case of knowing what a tool is, but not knowing how to use it. Okay, so if the big problems are slow internet and training that just isn't hitting the mark, what do we do about it? How do we finally unlock the incredible potential that's waiting inside these digital libraries?
Well, the study doesn't just point out the problems, it actually offers a really clear roadmap. And it starts with the basics. Fix the internet, get students better devices. Then, it's about completely rethinking training to focus on practical, hands-on skills that build real confidence.
It's also about making sure the content is up to date and easy to find. And finally, it comes down to people, making sure there are expert library staff ready and available to help guide students through it all.
You know, when you boil it all down, it's not really about having the most information or the biggest database. It's about making all that information accessible and genuinely useful for people. The goal shouldn't be to just build a bigger library. It's to build a much, much better bridge between people and knowledge.
So where does all this leave us? In this age where we're swimming in data, this study is such a powerful reminder that just having access is only the first step. The real challenge, the thing we have to get right, isn't just opening the doors to the digital library. It's about empowering students to become confident explorers who are actually capable of navigating this vast and, let's be honest, often overwhelming world of modern knowledge. I mean, the entire future of learning might just depend on it.